The Out There channel, Robert and Paul.
Please sub and share.
Searching for the truth. UFOs, aliens, greys and ufology. Real images, real stories, real videos, real cases, researched and investigated by professionals in the field and cutting-edge discoveries. Multiple witnesses, abduction accounts brought to you by Team The Out There channel. Good to be back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action.
Yo, who's up there? We got Lynn. Hey, just getting comfy here. Yep, you're just in time, mate. Got a few things to go over. And research, of course. Minimize that. I'll just post up some side bits. So today's topic, this copy. Wish my eyes would get fixed, but it gets keeps operating. Theatre keeps getting pushed because of COVID and all that. And then my eyes go bad and I have to take eye drops. Goes around in circles all the time. So we're up to chat with Paul. 38. Let's just get rid of the echo. Looks like it sounds alright. So we'll be doing Skinwalker Ranch update. Look at some other UFO videos and other topics and see how we go. No one submitted anything new to Discord for today's show, so the guy that showed up last time didn't come back, so yeah, I don't know. We've got to be careful of trolls and trying to get self-promotion. That's why I like to check it pre-show. We don't want to click on a link that ends up being a porn video. Does happen. Some people try to bring your channel down. That would take away your video, of course, and streaming. Yeah, what's the next one? Alright, my website. We can pick up. Let's put a space in there, see if that works better. Could pick up the Discord link, of course, and other vital links there to other socials. Okay, that might be working better, is it? Oh no, it gets rid of the space for some reason. Kind of crazy. That's Google, always running their scripts on everything you post. Changes what you type. Is that coming up? Yep. Okay. See to get my support for my neck right, so I'm gonna have a sore neck. Still waiting for more pillows to arrive. Trying out different things to sit on the bed with. What I need is one of those electric pillow raisers or back supports that you get in hospital. And you can just push on it and it'll lift you up to the proper sitting position when you want to use your table over the bed. But yeah, they cost thousands of dollars. Mind you, if I was making good money on this channel here, I could get all that sort of stuff. But at the moment, I've got these wedge pillows that are not really good. I mean, of course, you buy stuff from AliExpress. It turns out it's made for these little petite little humans, skinny alien hybrids, I think they are. They go with 45 centimeters, and they take a picture of this model girl sitting in it. It looks like it's nice and big, cozy, and it hardly fits across your back. It doesn't fit Euro size humans, and the photos are really deceptive. So you always got to measure things. I think you need a minimum of it was 40 centimeters. So you need a minimum of at least 55 centimeters, I think, for your back. 70 would be better for the bed. Yeah, but so I've ordered these outside chair things that go over the top that gives you armrests. I'm just going to see how that's going to work on top of the bed with the wedge. Cheap option, of course. Yeah. Okay, it's not really supporting my neck. Right. Let's push that over more. I suppose we should really begin. I don't think I've forgotten anything. So UFO Stalker still down. Still not loading up images. If anyone manages to get those working, let me know. My fix was working sweet until they decided to do more with this new interface, which screwed it all up. And the videos still don't work. What? Run by, I don't know, if they're paid people, they should be set. Run by amateurs. MUFON, the amateur network. They should be renamed, shouldn't they? Should be a MUFON, amateur MUFON UFO network. Because that's basically what it is. What if I could put another pillow behind? But then I'll lose my left side support. Yeah, let's see if I can get this right. And it sort of helps. That's probably too much of it. We'll try that. Lynn, are you still there? So last time we looked at fisheye lenses, and I couldn't find any technical information on. And of course, Plex finds something straight away. Fixed size lens correction, and the maths involved. It's just crazy. Of course, they use a lot of graphs and things. So there's definitely a 360 fisheye there. But they don't show you the end result of it unbending. So I wanted to see whether they could make that a flat image. What's that there? Looks like a person standing there, doesn't it? A ghost mink. Creepy. It's not really. You normally don't use 360 that way, though, do you? You normally use a 180 lens. Why would you use a 360 for forward looking? You normally look down or up with a fisheye 360. Does look like a person or something standing there, though. But it's just another rock, I think. From far away it kind of looks like a creepy ghost image. So yeah, they're talking about the angle of bend. And it goes on for pages. So that's not really my thing. Mass, yeah. Basic mass, okay. Yeah, okay, Lynn. It just said it was 0 people on, which is kind of strange. They still haven't got their stats fixed out. So I don't know what all that means. Talking about various degrees, I guess. I suppose you could use the chart to unbend and straighten it, I suppose. So if I do a straight line. I don't know if they give you a formula for unbending it or not, unless it was at the top. But this, all the stuff there. What does it say there? Okay, looks like they've made a function. Fish correct. I wonder where that is then. Is that part of Photoshop, maybe? Now look at all the parameters, though. That's just crazy. It's anti-aliasing, fourth order correction. So what is it part of? Is it part of Photoshop? Or is it a free tool you can get? Not too sure. What's that say there? Warp stitch. So I guess Google Earth uses a wee bit of that for its elevation stuff. That pillow's not working. Damn it. Right. What was I going to do though? I can't remember what I was going to do with information. Flat earthers try to assert that photos showing Earth's curvature are because of use of a fisheye lens. So what if you send up a weather balloon that doesn't have with a camera that doesn't have a fisheye? I've covered that before. A lot of people send up cameras, but they've got fisheye lenses on there. But if you correct the fisheye lens with this formula, and you still got a curve, then it proves there's a curve, doesn't it? So, fisheye corrector. So corrector or corrector T2E who knows? Close-minded. Yeah, like I said, they can always send up their own weather balloon with just a cheap smartphone. Make sure it's not a fisheye lens on it though, which is generally a wide, what you call wide angle. But yeah, there's all sorts of calculations. You have to be a certain 1,000 feet high. Is it 40,000 feet? With a certain lens on the camera, a certain 70% angle, I think it is. And then you can see the curvature of the Earth. Because our eyes are way better than cameras, and we can see a lot further than cameras can in their narrow view. With the same sort of lenses, right? And then you have to put different lenses on camera to extend it, and then zoom in. We're still waiting for those nano lenses. Let's see how far they've got with that actually. They call it meta lenses, isn't it? You know, the buzzword. You got quantum and meta now. Not quantum lenses, but meta lenses. Okay. Meta lenses over diffractive lenses. Well, there's going to be lots of pluses for that. You won't get camera artifacts. Meta lenses, meta optics, revolutionarily high, ultra thin meta lenses behind the screen. Flat optics with meta surfaces. So there's all sorts of research trying to make cameras even better, and telescopes of course for space and all that. So yeah, hasn't been too much updated on that lately, has there? I think they're having trouble with getting all spectrum lenses. They could do it with monochrome, but someone will figure it out. Past year, let's see what comes up. So, meta surface flat optics from components. '21, '22 introduction to nil technology. Metaverse AR contact lenses is the future. Okay, let's have a look at that one. Hopefully it'll be safe to play some of it.
Hi guys, and welcome back to VR Essentials.
Okay. So he's looking at websites like we are. So he's summarising what's out there.
We'll do this a little.
I was hoping it was going to be a advertising from the company. So it'll be VR goggles by the looks of it. And that'll be used in hospitals, no doubt. Okay. So you should do some more research on that and bring a new topic. Making them practical. 21. The future of imaging, meta lenses, and space plates. So you don't get to hear about all this sort of stuff unless you know about it. So this is meta lenses. It's like little rods that are bent on certain angles that sort of bounce the light between them. Titanium, they say. So that might be the metal to get with the future. Mine the moon. That's probably what they're... Well, mine asteroids anyway. Space plates. Meta. Let's have a look at that one. Why is it not coming up? Just... well, looks like it's not going to come up for us. So let's see. Lens sensor. So the top one would be conventional. Space plates. Lens plus 2 plates. I'm not sure what the benefit of that is, or what they are. And then meta lenses and split plates. So there's no front lens, you see, it's all flat. So that would be really handy in smartphones. And I suppose it looks like the space plates are something to do with soon. You can move the plates further and further back or closer together to zoom in by the looks of it. So that must be what space plates are. You get the same thing about the front lens, right? Alright, so it's on a web page. I thought that's strange. Wire lenses curved and thick. Stacked lenses correct image distortions. Now, it's quite a complicated subject, isn't it? The solution for reducing the size of lenses and cameras. So they're still working on it. 22 article this year. Adding a space plate to image systems such as a standard camera will shorten the camera. Alright, so it's changing the thickness of the camera, so you don't have to use mirrors. Alright. So it's made it half the size. That's why it's called space plates, to save space. And then the metal lenses, get rid of the rest of it. It's going to be good. Plus there's no distortion coming from multiple lenses. Where you get the false images and lens flare. Can't wait for that technology to kick off. So there's a little YouTube video there about it. Space between lenses. So I'm not too sure what a space plate is made from. So let's see. The top one would be normal. Space plates. So they're some sort of crystal, are they? There must be some sample images they're getting from it. So they are getting full colour now. Anyway, I'll post the link to that one. We should really do an update on that sometime there. So, MetaLenses. I never heard of space plates till today too. So that means that the P1000 will be redundant if that kicks in then. Instead of having, what is that, 1 foot lens at the front, all that will be gone. And it better do 100 times zoom if not 1,000 times zoom. I think eventually we're going to have the technology and it'll be affordable for everybody to capture any UFOs in the sky 100%. So no more balloon UFOs, no more lens UFOs or reflection UFOs, unless they film through glass as well, which I think would be fairly obvious. So yeah, I think it's looking better for ufology. Okay, on to the next topic. So, Tyler posted this on that Fade to Black one after I had looked, and again he's lying. So someone said here, the prickly brick. After this guy's meltdown, I didn't trust him. After he lied and said the police set him up, I think he's a grade A bullshit artist. So Tyler's brave enough to answer this person. It wasn't so much as a meltdown as it was a gradual breakdown, which is nonsense. We know what the real reason was. Drugs. As for any stories I may have told, that was what happened when you slowly begin hallucinating on drugs, as your pancreas fails inside you from taking drugs and booze together. He's missing out words here. He inflicted it on himself. His mind was unbeknown to me. My blood had become septic, causing me to slowly lose touch with reality, leading to a 2-week coma with a machine breathing for me, 45 days straight in hospital. Okay, he kept telling everybody he was gone for a year in hospital, and it was only 45 days now, not even 2 months, and half of my pancreas removed through multiple surgeries. Half of his pancreas. So if they took out his pancreas, he would have 5 years to live on drugs, and after that you die, because the drugs don't replace the pancreas, right? They haven't solved it properly. But hey, it happens. Thanks for the kind comment. Jimmy never gave up on me. That's because he's a damn fraud like you. They're all out to make money. So what do you think of that one, Letton? That comment there. He's making excuses, saying that he took off the whole year because it was his pancreas, which is a lie. That was the end result of all his abuse. It all collapsed because he got found out that he was doing Tinder dates from his wife and got kicked out the house. He had to go and live in a motel, and she kept the computer with all his logins and passwords, right? So, yeah. Until she forgave him, I guess, and gave it back to him, or let him have access to figure out the passwords. I'm not sure if he's still living in the basement of his house or what. But it's not a motel room now, is it? Maybe they went to court and he got a lesser charge. Instead of domestic abuse, he got what was that called? Causing a racket in the neighbourhood. What's that one called? Causing a disturbance or whatever. $200 fine. So that means that she didn't testimony against him for whacking. So yeah, so the court dismissed it, I guess. So you can never tell you can't tell the straight truth, can it? Instead of saying, yeah, he was high on drugs and high on booze, come home, the wife had a go at him and he lashed out and blamed the booze for doing it. He's never come to tell the truth yet. I wonder if that guy accepted it after I read there. Probably not. A lot of the comments vanished on Jimmy Church's page anyway, as expected. Remember, it's not just about the drugs and stuff. It was all about, for 10 years of grifting with fakes of UFO images that he made with Photoshop, and he made some CGI ones as well with the black Klingon ship that flew over a father and son outside a restaurant. No one else saw it, of course. And then his fake cube one with his wife being the witness, claiming to be from Texas. Maybe she is from Texas, I don't know. She could be. But, yeah. There's lots of things he's done, plus the leaker ones. But I just wish he'd come out clean, wouldn't you? Now, the previous comment to me, he said he admitted to creating 2 fakes, so that's a lie. He created lots more than that. But at least that's a start. He's at least started admitting some stuff, but trying to make it not sound too bad, like it was like many years ago when he started this channel, and he changed a month or so later. He's trying to make that sort of claim, isn't he? So it's a bit of a weasel. So on to Skinwalker Ranch update. Do you watch the Skinwalker at all, Len? So this will be a spoiler alert if you've not seen episode 3, especially. Are you still there, Len? Where is everybody today? I'll just get a drink. I don't think you can hear me. Is the audio working? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, sounds right. Okay, so first up, I got some snaps from it. Oh, if I can see. So they go to an airport for a Cessna, I guess it is, to run some more GPS experiments and fly around the so-called mystery triangle at Skinwalker Ranch, which they determined was possibly an ancient meteorite impact site from millions of years ago, which has left a load of black metallic magnetized metal that mix around with compasses. So you expect that might be the answer to the Bermuda Triangle. It might be also the same scenario. And the Baltic Sea anomaly, where Earth got pounded by big iron meteorites when its early days. So they start flying, and they don't check out to see if they can see them on the map, by the looks of it, and they can't see them on the office tracking software. Instead of trying out various tracking software to see if any other airports, other company tracking software actually has the data or not. They got their own. I think they're trying to use their own sort of ADSB data collection thing and overlaying it on their own map or whatever. But yeah, they're not using Flight Radar 24, obviously. They're using something else. I don't see any logos promoting it anyway. You think one of the companies would offer them free, the top line one, so they get their name on the screen. But obviously that hasn't happened. But if you don't get a signal on one, doesn't mean it's not there. It could be that it's not in the database on that particular app you're using. And there's quite a few, as we looked at last time. There's Flight Aware, there's Plane Finder, and there's Flight Radar 24, the top 3 popular ones. There's ADSB Exchange, which is what they use for the Fisheye UFO hub camera, and it's meant to have a bit more military planes on it or something. That's why they use it. What else is there? There's quite a few of them out there, all strange different names and stuff. But he's saying here they're flying along, and he reckons there's a shadow of another plane. that's above them going the opposite direction. Now that's possible, you know. There may be another small plane flying in the opposite direction, but it's not showing up on their GPS for some reason. And as you know, if it's like Bermuda Triangle where the magnetic field is crazy and you get microwave bursts from the ground, then it's going to affect your equipment, doesn't it? It's a bit like having a microwave on trying to do wireless networking when you sit next to it. The leakage is so bad from a microwave, it's enough to affect the low wattage from a router, which is normally about 50 milliwatts. So again, they're trying to fly at 5,000 feet and then slowly go back and forth in a pattern, mapping the GPS data and see if there's anything that happens. And of course something did. First of all, they're not on the normal flight radar tracking software or their own commercial one, which uses API to one of those other commercial packages. But he's seeing the plane shadow down there, but I can't see any shadows on the ground there. So maybe they didn't capture it. They didn't actually. If they captured it, they would have circled it, wouldn't they? So they obviously didn't have any cameras set up for his viewpoint, which is kind of stupid. You think you'd have a GoPro on the window there, so if he sees something and no one else does, it's going to be maybe on the GoPro. But yeah, maybe the shadow was down here, you know, out the range of the camera. So we don't know if he was seeing their own camera, our own plane shadow or not, or some stealth plane, some stealth technology military plane, which is a possibility. But they make it all drama in this show. And then suddenly they get this peak happening at 1.6 gigahertz. Yeah. Then what happens is they start getting them transmitting to the guy in the plane. What they're saying was transmitted back on his microphone. And they thought they were being bugged in the room there, which is a possibility, right? If the government's still interested in the site, they may have some satellite that goes above them that can actually listen to them from space even, you know, or from a plane, spy plane. So we'll come back to that. So he goes outside, comes back in, and then the peak vanishes, and then the echo stops. And then on the plane, on the microphone, on that radio handset, he's got the strange high frequency noise stops, and the echo stops going back to them. So the strangeness stops after they leave the 5,000 foot area. Remember, it was like a certain range above the ranch there was like a radio hole, as they call it, you know, interference hole, where the GPS and stuff didn't work. And then they look at the data. He had 4 pocket GPS things with antennas on that talks to the satellites and logs the position, and he overloads it on a map. So that's before he adds the map underneath. And that looks perfectly normal, right? That's what you expect to see, tracking real time opposed to online stuff. And then one of them gave a result like this, where it's got lots of missing bits, and it says at one stage they were flying 62 kilometers underground, which can't be possible. And then he's overlaid the map where they're flying over. three-dimensionally, right? A two-dimensional map. And yeah, you can see there's nothing like the yellow one. So this could be a faulty device, of course. But radiation's like that, though. Like I was saying, that we could have a gamma burst go right through our laptop on the stream here, and it could crash the whole setup, right? Could get black screens, could get lockups. You know, we get some strange things happening from time to time. Maybe because I'm further down near the pole, maybe there's less atmospherics to slow down bad particles. Who knows? But I think gammas go straight through everything anyway. I'd have to look it up, but I think they do. You got alpha, beta, and gamma. I have to look it up again. So that's basically the episode in a nutshell. They couldn't, first of all, locate the plane flying over the ranch on the software, but they could see other planes. And so they started getting this feedback, like they're being spied, like they tuned into the same frequency, and it was playing it back, a bit like you get echo on streams when you got the speaker on listening to YouTube at the same time. And then, yeah, the data they got, some of it was corrupted. So, so what does that mean? They got a burst of microwave radiation from the ground, went through one device but not the other device, and two of the devices didn't collect anything. They went wrong out of 4 devices, and yeah, radiation could have easily fried the circuit board or interfered, corrupted the data into the memory card. So I don't think that's much of a mystery, because we know there is radiation being emitted from the ground. And we know there's meteorite impact there. Also, so that means there might be some sort of crazy crystallized geology going on with quartz. And when you compress and expand quartz, you get radio bursts. And also there's radon gas that they got in the well, right? So they're getting pockets of radiant gas being squeezed up from the ground, from underground the ranch there. Plus, in the early days, they used to have nuclear testing, didn't they? Which may have drifted over that area as well. So you don't know if it's contaminated or stuff that's still leaking from the contaminated testing range under the ground water. So yeah, it might be a toxic place to live. So let's have a look at a few things. Radiation. Beta, or beta they call it, don't they, Americans? Alpha and gamma. Okay, does it tell us there? Alpha particles carry a positive charge, beta particles carry a negative charge, and gamma rays are neutral. And alpha particle is made up of 2 protons and 2 neutrons bound together. Beta particles are high energy electrons. Gamma rays are waves of electromagnetic energy, or photons. What was the other one? Beta. That's it. Alpha, beta, neutrons, electromagnetic. 3 types of radiation. What does it say? 4 types here. 7 types. Don't know about that. They add other stuff in. X-rays, ultraviolet light. Radiation most dangerous. I think it's gamma, isn't it? Might be wrong. Right, here we go. Gamma rays are the most harmful external hazards. Beta particles can be partially penetrate skin, causing beta burns. Alpha particles cannot penetrate, infect skin, intact skin. Gamma and X-rays can pass through a person, damaging cells, and also computers, I guess, and electronics. So I was correct. So what uses 1.6 gigahertz band then? I believe that's called the L band. Here we go, L band. L band is an Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers destination for the range of frequencies in the radio spectrum from 1 to 2 gigahertz. It's got dropped off there. So, L band. So we need to find out why they're getting a L band burst there. So we need to say next, what uses L band? Because they think it's something the government are up to, which is possible. But it could be UFOs as well. The L band is one of the chief operating ranges used by various applications such as radar, there you go, global positioning systems, radio, telecommunications, and aircraft surveillance. That's a whole range of stuff there, isn't it? But yeah, there you go, aircraft surveillance. So we need to look more into that, I suppose. L band has a low bandwidth due to its low frequency, and it's the easiest to implement for many applications due to its low frequency. This GPS L band. All GPS signals are L band of the frequency spectrum. So when they're getting a burst, could that be when they got a GPS satellite overhead? Because they didn't have the software running, did they? So if they got a satellite passes over, sends down a beam of transmission, they get that high frequency noise over the ranch, and it lasted what, about a minute, which is basically like duration that you'd expect, wouldn't you, for a GPS satellite? They're not geostationary, all of them, are they? Bandwaves, clouds, penetrate clouds, fog, vegetation. So it may not be such a mystery then, could it, you know? I don't see them doing research like this on their show, right? I'm just doing some basic research. So it could explain it. Accurate data in all weather conditions. So it's to do with penetrating water pretty much in the atmosphere. So let's see. How long do GPS satellites remain above certain location? Of course, it could be a spy satellite too, couldn't it? Passing over every so often and just checking on the ranch for some reason. Maybe something they set up some secret surveillance just to see if any portals or UFOs happened. So it could be a possibility that might actually give them something to look into. Oh, spelled satellites wrong. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, it's figured it out. Each orbit lasts 12 hours, so the slow high altitude proportion of orbit repeats over same location every day at night. What's it talking about though? Russian communication satellites. How many hours is it between times the GPS passes? 24 hours. So this is saying, does the signal happen once a day? So we need more information. So if that Travis guy is watching my show, you know what to be looking at next time. It's finding out this information here. How long does the geostationary orbit last? Orbit's properties. Period 1400 minutes. What's that? Yeah, we want to know the duration of signal though. Yeah, I don't know enough about these GPS satellites to really pull it apart. So each satellite circles the Earth twice a day, so it might happen twice a day. But we don't know the duration. So, okay, let's see. GPS satellite duration. Of course, those out there watching can chip in down the side if you've got the answers, or do a search for this. Satellites in orbit 31. Total satellites 77. So it's 31 over the United States, is it? Talks about 11 hours and 58 minutes there, so it's twice a day. Still hasn't told us the duration of the radio signal. GPS set duration for L band. Maybe it's the wrong answer to question 2. 1.57, it's close to 0.6, isn't it? So it goes 1.2 to 1.6. So it says here it can go up to 2.7 gigahertz. So it can go even higher. Here we go. Navigation message consists of 30-second frames, 1500 bits long, divided into 5-second subframes of 10 30-bit words. Each subframe time in 6 seconds. So 6 seconds times 30 frames, is it? What's that work out? A couple of minutes. There you go. Which is basically what happened on the show. So have I solved it? You can send me a check in the mail, Brandon Fugel. We can buy some new gear for the channel. New laptop would be good. It's 5,000. Come on, guys. They should be using me. So that's one experiment they need to set up. And you should be able to use something like Heavens Above app to track what's going in space. So why would they see a plane that had nothing to do with it? I think a lot of it was other things happening at the same time, where you get multiple events, right? So I think that's about all I can do with the Skinwalker Ranch episode this week. We'll see where it develops to. And you can, by the end of the show, you say, "Oh, Paul was correct. It was the GPS satellite creating that signal." Okay, let's see. The other thing was surveillance plane. Let's see. How is unbend? Obviously, it can see through most water, so it makes sense that the surveillance planes would use it as a form of radar. How long is unbend used on surveillance planes? Okay, let's have a look. Let me just check something on the other screen. We began an hour already, have we? Bloody hell. Time flies, doesn't it? Let me just correct that now. Yeah, so let's have a look. Aircraft L-band ranges from 960 to 1200 megahertz. Right, so aircraft can use automatic dependent surveillance broadcast ADSB equipment at 1080 megahertz, 1090 megahertz to communicate position information. Let's see, so 1,000 would be gigahertz, wouldn't it? So that's 1.2 gigahertz, right? Thousand megahertz is a gig. Yeah. So it's not quite 1.6 there, is it? And it uses 1 gigahertz or 1.1 gigahertz for ADSB, which goes through fog and rain and stuff to transmit the call ID. Radar detector. That's 1 to 2 gigahertz. Band radars operate on a wavelength. Radar bands, Doppler radar can be divided into several different categories. And that's what the antenna looks like, I guess. Oh, it looks like a UFO. Surprise, surprise. Circular thing with a knob down the middle. And I guess it's placed on the tail fin, is it? On the back of the plane. Small, compact, and typically blade shape. I wouldn't say it was blade. Reduce and drag. Okay, let's see if we can get some better images of that. Right, there's the fin. So this L-band antenna. So I've seen that on planes, actually. Way back. So that's how it would be used on surveillance planes, I guess. That kind of looks stealthy. Small plane with props on it. Interesting shaped planes they're using. Airborne early warning system. Well, that tiny little thing could easily be flying over the ranch. And there's no one underneath. It's got a extra thing added to it. A portal. Creates a portal. Okay, it's got various things underground, under its belly here, both of it. Can't quite read it. I wonder if I can get to it. Nope. L-band on the tail fin. Yep, I thought it was on the tail. What's the next one? Need to get that one. What's the next one? X-band, B, C-band, and P-band. Interesting. There's certainly a lot of frequencies there then. And of course we've got drones. Bingo. So you could have a drone flying over the ranch. Maybe they're hoping a UFO will show. Very stealthy. Camouflage there. Green would be not seen on a dark sky, but on a blue sky. I'd say they've got active camouflage for planes now. In fact, let's look at it up actually. Active camo for planes. You never know what comes up. Camouflage. Active camouflage. Hellopedia. Oh, look at that. Amazing camouflage. I suppose we might not get any information because it's top secret. See, this more like it on it. Active camouflage, and you won't see it. Just naked eye, the drive. Let's have a look at that one. Shut up, dog. I'm not sure you can hear him. Can the US military make an aircraft invisible to the naked eye? I think they would have it by now. Technology's there now, I think, with the OLEDs being so bright and clear now. You can make them really small and low power, and you can make like a skin of them. And in between the LEDs, you could have micro cameras, right, which pick up the light coming back that way and transmit it at the top and vice versa. So make it invisible, somewhat, not completely, but probably good enough, you know. They probably know the weakness as well and say, well, if there's a cloud, you need a cloud to be 100% invisible. Fly into the cloud if you need to make yourself optically visible. Hang on. They just come out of nowhere. Yep. Read and radar system, infrared sensors, and other, so they can mask other things we know. We can make yourself invisible to infrared. As we found out, you can do that with a ghillie suit if you wear one. Blocks most of your body heat, unless you get too close to an active infrared sensor, which sends out beams of infrared and bounces off you. But to passive infrared, you go invisible, or if you're far enough from active one. B2 already possesses systems to reduce the invisibility and minimize the contrails they produce. Using light to camouflage. And we know they do it in tanks and stuff. So they've got a plane up, connected to various wires there in the jungle. Secret place to do it. Viewing angles, which is what I said. Be invisible directly underneath and over top, but various angles sideways, maybe not completely. They're going to give us any photographs. No. So look at that thing. Looks like a gliding hawk. Bird of prey. Now this is a lot of the things they do, scientists. They model on nature. Recent years, light emitting diodes, called OLEDs now, organic ones, electroluminescent paints, thin form factor LCD screens. Now they can actually make LCD screens on plastic now and roll it up. So that sounds like the perfect thing for a skin over top of another skin. Hiding in plain sight. Certainly it would. But you could use that for anything. Camouflage, ground bases, mountain hangars. So yeah. Of course, UFOs. Yeah, it's a pretty long article. What's that at the end here? So it looks like they've been mucking around with something to do with LEDs here. But anyway, I'll post that article up there. It looks quite interesting. What year was that? A few years ago now, 2019. But still, sounds like it's something that we'd have that by now. Military are normally 20 years ahead, right? So, visibility. Okay, so I guess we need to start looking at some UFO videos for the rest of the time and wrap up for the day. Just scrolling down through here, see if there's anything else. The Predator. It's the guy holding up a sheet, but that's not really invisibility. That's like masking, you know, like you get on CAD cam. No, it's not much there, is it? You can bet that's being experimented on as we're speaking. Alright, so we've gone through Tyler and snapshots from Skinwalker, so we can go up there now. Slow or not? When you stream, slows right down. Alright, so now we can start looking. Third phase had some up today. Well, Secureteam, let's just do a quick check. He's put up one while we've been talking. Is that where everybody went to? The undeniable, clear footage. So we should have a laugh at him first or last? Okay, we'll have a look. So this is looking at fresh for eyes. Oh, I've just knocked my mic. Oh no, not the TR3B guy. Of course, they always fly on their side. Not horizontally. No, of course not. That's really undeniable. We just looked at some stealth concepts, right? Bird of prey. So we just looked at the bird of prey, and that could easily be one of the experimental Black Ops planes, if not CGI. The CGI channel next to the other CGI channel called Third Phase
Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. Before we start, and if you don't know yet, I was recently a guest on Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, which is a national radio show with millions of listeners. However, he also uploads the streamed version of his interviews to YouTube on his channel, where you can actually go and listen and see both of our faces as we have what I can only describe as an epic discussion on UFOs, which I do very, very few interviews of, so check that out. Now,
I don't think Tyler knows anything about UFOs, to tell the truth.
also know that you guys are probably waiting for me to post a video on the UFO committee hearings. Everyone's talking about it. I made a post on my Instagram as well as Twitter, which if you guys haven't followed
That's old
me
news
on social
now.
media, please do so. I have around 150,000 followers on Facebook, about another 100,000 over on Twitter, and I just started an Instagram
90.
account about 4 months ago, and it's already heading towards 25,000 followers. So I'm not saying you have to follow me because you don't like the specific social network. I'm simply saying to follow me there. That way, if anything, God forbid, happened to the channel, that you would have a place to go as to what's going on, as well as the fact that I constantly post other UFO content on these different platforms. And because YouTube really only notifies around 20% of my subscribers, and that's based on the algorithm and the fact that only around 35% of my entire 2,050,000 person subscriber base have actually clicked the notification bell when they subscribed. So Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are extremely valuable and account for a ton of people knowing that I just posted a new.
I think it's because Twitter turned off the notifications on all our subs. So yeah, I got 2,000, but I never have 2,000 show up to watch a YouTube live show. You'd think there'd be a lot of people want to be on the side chat today talking about what I've been talking about, but obviously they're not interested. I don't know. Is it too technical for them? But him is always about money, you know. So he's always self-promoting his merc and stuff, and to watch his channels, because every view is money in the bank, of course. Most of his followers wouldn't know how to put ad blocker on their browsers, let alone anything else.
Video. And so back to the UFO congressional hearings, I have a video in the works. Actually, I've been editing that video for the past 2 days, and I'll tell you why. Because I want to make it a good video for you guys and give you the good, the bad, and the obvious of what I took away from these, once again, as
You mean the blues?
these smoking gun revelations about the alien phenomenon. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Now, today's video is just as amazing and important that I want you guys to see, and it's about nothing more than a single piece of UFO footage that just hit the internet. And when I saw it, I was like, my viewers gotta check this out.
Okay, what is it gonna be?
As always. So I was sent an email, and so I head over
Not the
to
Hunter UFO, is it?
r/UFOs on Reddit, and I
know,
see
the
a
TS3.
post regarding some of the footage you saw before the intro of this video. As you're reading, it was titled, "Anyone Know the Source of This Clip?" I just saw this on Twitter, and the op, or the poster
That's
of
very
it, was on
CGI.
Twitter asking the same question about this footage. Anybody know the source? He then ends with, quote, "This footage is really eerie to me." And indeed, eerie it is. So let's take a look of, in my opinion, some of the best and totally mind-blowing up-close footage of a triangular TR.
Okay, that's what he said last time. It turned out to be CGI, right?
R3B style UFO.
So the red flags for me straight away is, why is it flying sideways? You know, if that's meant to be the engines that sort of lifted up like a horizontal space platform, which is what they said how it works, right? Even if the engines were slightly, if it lifted up like a drone would, and some of the engines are pushing upwards as well as sideways, you wouldn't expect a perfect triangle. So that should be getting smaller and smaller because the engines are facing us, right? It should be zooming off at high speed like that, but instead it drifts along sideways, which is a red flag for me. We know you can get kites with the LEDs in the corners now. You can put any sort of pulsing light on it you want, and you can also put those crazy tails that looks like it's dropping stuff out and the ass end of it. So could it be simply someone flying one of these kites that they're filming? Or is it CGI? Because the kite's going to be, you know, into the wind, right? So it's always going to be facing with the lights, right? It does look like it's got darkness in the middle. We have to take a capture of it, I guess. Now, did the middle light go upwards and the other ones stay stationary then? Because it looked a bit strange then. It looked like a CGI error. When he wobbled up and down. That means either it's a very flexible craft, or a material made of maybe kite material, or it's a CGI error. It's not doing it now, but before it did. Sounds like he's in the bathroom. Very strange.
Okay, so what do you think about that? Either this is an elaborate hoax done by someone with amazing CGI skills, because as others commented on this Reddit post before I even saw it, and these were people well versed in CGI effects. And me, having ran a channel for 10 years, analyzing and looking at footage and trying to tell if it's real or not, I have a bit of an eagle eye myself, and so I echoed pretty much what these other people who do CGI work for a living said on the Reddit post, which was that if it is CGI, it's the best they'd ever seen. The tracking of this UFO would have been almost impossible due to the graininess of the footage. I just don't see anything in this that looks fake at all, down to the very light reflections coming from each of the three corners of the craft. So let's look at some of the comments posted on Reddit about this.
And why do each of the lights look so same, right? You go through atmospherics, you'd expect one to have like a little shimmer in it.
And of course you have your typical funny haha kind of comments. We have one person saying, quote, "Everyone, this video is from 2022 and wouldn't have existed when Lou," meaning Lou Elizondo, "was with A-Tip," which, if you guys don't know yet, is the alleged Pentagon UFO hunting program. He says this is most probably not the video we are looking for. And what he is referencing to is that the guy, Lou Elizondo, who I'm sure most of you know about, the gentleman who claims he was the head of a secret government UFO hunting program, which I really personally don't believe at all, but hey, to each their own. And I have reasons for that. Maybe I'll make a video. But at one time...
wasn't it proven by Black Vault that he was? Maybe they tried to disown him, but he found FOIA request records emails suggested that he was actually part of the department. So I don't know what's going on with Tyler there with his information.
Apparently, Mr. Elizondo said that there was amazingly clear UFO footage out there of a triangular craft, and the fact that it couldn't be that footage he's talking about because this footage apparently or supposedly was just uploaded this year. So now the next comment says, quote, "Was this from the Reddit thread about Lou saying there is a clear footy or a piece of footage of a triangle on the net that he can't talk about?" So that pretty much confirms what Lou said, and it doesn't surprise me because Elizondo, like many other people and talking heads that have come out with big claims that require big evidence, so apparently he said there was a triangle UFO video out there that he can't talk about, and I'm still waiting for that guy to tell us something that he can talk about. this
And if it flies sideways, we know it's going to be fake, but maybe it is so realistic that it actually is horizontal and it flies away over someone's head properly, you know. These hoaxes are terrible.
This footage, and specifically the UFO in it, fits perfectly the shape and the lighting of the TR-3B, or as this user writes, quote, "The black triangle ones are said to be U.S. military built by reverse engineering what we found at haze around them is all slightly different, just like a snowflake, and how there are no two snowflakes that are alike." Then again, I've done
Video capture of a video. So he's talking about the haze around here, atmospherics. And let's just run it through filters. It's the only way to really tell. Come on. Okay, it's on the other screen now. So it's not the real image from the site. It's probably a copy of a copy of a copy. But it might be good enough to see what's there. Paint button there. Brightness, and look there, it's got round sides, which is very common for kites. So the haze definitely is different on each of the lights, I think, but the lights themselves are very cookie cutty, aren't they? Very identical. That there looks almost identical to that one there. Going downwards, exactly the same as that one there. So it doesn't mean a thing, it can't be. But there you go, it looks like there is something in between, which we can't see on that footage directly very well. Let's run it through some colour filters. Change blacks to different colours. Okay, that's interesting. The patchiness there. Almost looks like it's being filmed through something, doesn't it? Sounded like he was in a bathroom running water before, didn't it? You probably would have to put headset on to hear it. Or go to the Reddit page and play it directly. But you can see the lights definitely reflecting of various things here. That glass. There's that slide there. It's funny how the triangle bit's not popping out though. So the lights are consuming. I'm going to press the wrong button now. Oh, That's the matter. So let's dim the lights down. Now, do they look identical? They do, don't they? Identical. So, with that much light, I would expect to see some of the triangle shape. We've turned down the saturation, but we don't see the shape. Even there, it's really hard to see it. You can see it there. Okay, let's try another snapshot maybe. It's strange that you can't. I'd have thought the image would have shown up. You can see it there. High contrast. Lights on. So if we lighten that, we can see. Why is it not lighten up the triangle bit? So to me, it looks kind of suspicious. If it was a kite, we'd expect all this to be illuminated in this more than the background because it's right near on the object, right? A bit like car headlights, it illuminates the car out of the darkness. That looks like several components added together in CGI to me, rather than being something physical like a kite, because I would expect that light luminosity to show up more of the black kite fabric. So I think it's CGI myself. You see that? The lights to illuminate an object. They're meant to be attached to it. But you can see, obviously, it's standing out from the blackness of the background. It doesn't. I think it's CGI. I wonder if Scott Brando has looked at it yet. We might have to wait to see what comes up. He will know if it's fabricated, recycled garbage from before I started the internet and before I was into debunking everything on a daily basis. So Scott probably was doing it before I was. So yeah, so let's go back to the image. So as you can see, there's an object there that's blacker than the background, but it's not illuminated. Normally you'd expect this to be less black and the background to be more like night sky. Actually, let's get a bigger image and see if the night sky
Videos again showing photographs and footage of these black triangles on other planets and moons and just places in space where there's just no way they could all be something built by.
See, if you look here, you get reflections of this CGI image here. You can see it illuminates stuff, right? So that should stand out more than the background.
U.S. government. I just don't buy it. Some people think all UFOs come from the government. I'm not one of those,
and that's the example where you expect the lights to be illuminating the edges. And we're not getting that on this one.
I've seen enough evidence to prove that. And I'm going to show you another new piece of triangular footage. Very clear here in just a moment, but you know, that's where it ends. You watch this clip on Reddit, you know, it's pretty short. It comes to a stop where you just want to click. Which
is another red flag. You know, you don't see it. You know, you would record something like that until it disappeared. So that suggests it's CGI to me.
Video again, just to watch it. It's astonishing footage. If there was ever a Secure Team video to share.
Okay, so let's grab that. I think he's going to get caught out big time on this one. Again, he's using other people's footage, right? Something from Reddit. Under fair use, so he doesn't have to ask permission. Where's it not going? Okay, copy. Okay, let's have a look at the next image. Okay, so this is meant to be the night sky, right? You'd expect some ambient light from stars, street lamps, moon. So it would be another idea that it's going to be a fake all black background, maybe. Done through CGI. Or not. We should see something. It looks pretty constant, doesn't it? So, first of all, didn't pick it up. Brightness, I guess. Okay, so we're seeing clouds there. So it looks like there could be a landscape here. Some trees, and it does look really patchy. So it's definitely low to the ground night footage, bollocks wits, but it's strange there's no moonlight and no the odd stars, so it's obviously done with a crap phone if it is the background, that is. So if you're going to do CGI, you record a normal background and then you just add in the CGI, right? Okay, so this Change the blacks to different colours. And we can start to see the background. And maybe reflection of the guy filming it. So yeah, not too sure why they're popping up. Again, it's really funny the lights are not illuminating that craft. They're pretty bright, aren't they? They're definitely a black colour. But not the same kind of black as the sky, right? Else it would be like patchy like this. What we're seeing is the glare from the lights underneath. It's not reflecting off the body whatsoever. I still think it's CGI. Almost has like a square happening there too, doesn't it? CPU not catching up. Try that. So that's that light and the triangle are definitely in different color spectrum to where the background shows up. See that? No background still. I think it's CPU. That might be a CPU. No. So it looks like the background's in this region here. It is too. Seems too separate. So I'm just going to say CGI in this one. I don't think it's even a kite. Okay, so you get RC kites as well as LED kites with string. Kite, black triangle. There's a possibility what it could be, but yeah, I just don't understand why the LED lights won't light up the square, right? Unless I can get a comparison video. Prove it. A sample. Okay, it didn't let me add a black triangle to it, so let's try kite. So you can see how illuminated that one is. And those ones. I want ones outside. See, that's illuminated so much. You can see the LED lights actually shining on the canvas here, see? So I don't think it is a kite. You can see how much illuminated. Well and truly. And of course there are some big bright LED lights in the corner too. These ones are pretty dull. Red is the most likely one not to reflect. But you can see even here on this one here, it's illuminated in some of the black and white and blue background on it. Someone's got a copyright thing across the middle. You can see the smear in there with the lights on the canvas. I think it's CGI. That's the only thing it could be, with the lights shining sideways at us. Because I don't believe a TR3B is going to be flying on the side, floating away. And that's just garbage. It would be bent horizontal. That means the lights would be different angles to each other, and the smears would be going different directions. Downwards there. Anyway, enough of that one. Let's keep on going.
And I know most of you share all my stuff because it helps boost the channel in the algorithm. Share this video. If you never share another one again, share this one and we can get some further input on this footage, whether it's real or not. That is the entire point of UFO research. And so on to this next piece of footage. Like I said earlier, the government has publicly been working on triangular shaped craft for many, many years now, where they are, trying to create these planes that aerodynamically are faster and quieter. And then as the internet becomes more and more accessible back in the early 90s, and even more so in the 2000s, we start getting footage and imagery such as what you're seeing here. Then my channel...
the guy admitted that he made up a model of the TR3B, and they tried to get it to duplicate it though, and they couldn't quite get the same distortion in the lights. But you can see that's illuminating the object. In fact, it might even be a good one to...
comes along, and I start...
so this is one of these CGI fakes he did years ago. MUFON analysed it, said the pixels in the image here didn't match the pixel of the total image. That was more data than there should be, so it should have been blurrier. We're never be able to get that sharp. Where is that one? Is it really worth it? So.
Another one again. Share this one and we can get some further input on this footage, whether it's real or not. That is the entire point of UFO research. And so on to this next piece of footage. Like I said earlier, the government has publicly been working on triangular shaped craft for many, many years now, where they are, trying to create these planes that aerodynamically are faster and quieter. And then as the internet becomes more and more accessible back in the early 90s, and even more so in the 2000s, we start getting footage.
Okay, let's just grab that then. Let's see how it compares to the other filters, but that one was a model, not CGI. Swinging about, so that's probably why it's got blur going this way, but rolling shutter. You'd expect that to be blurry too, but not if rolling shutter was going left to right. Anyway, I'm not going to analyze that one. We ain't got all day. So this is a famous Belgian wave photo. Although the event was real, someone tried to profit from it, I suppose. So can we see a difference between that and the background? Okay, brightness. Okay, now we start to see light bursting across. It's not far enough out, I don't think. Definitely looks like it's reflecting off the edge of something there, but I think we're not too zoomed out enough to see different solid edges. The image of an image of an image. It does look like it's got some difference in colour tone here. Going up here. Yeah, we need a further away shot. Let's see if we can find it. And there it is there. And you can see there, it definitely has a triangle shape to it as well. And you can see that light's definitely reflecting off it. So that was done on a model. Where's the image? Right there. Let's have a look at it. straight away you can see it's reflecting light off the object, right? And the background is showing up. You can see the lights going beyond the shape of the craft here. But you can see it's bleeding across the image here. And it wasn't so hard to bring that one out. Itch. It almost looks like a lens flare. It's got to be a lens flare, isn't it? From that one there, maybe. And that was. But you can see the object definitely standing out from the blackness of the night. We need a further away shot, even further though. I guess we're not going to get one because you only got one photograph and it's not a video. And you can see there the light makes a certain shape and then the darkness is behind it. But you can see definitely the shape of the craft appearing. So yeah, I reckon the other one's CGI. Using that for a comparison. Could be slightly wrong, but time will tell. Okay, I think we're to the end of this one.
Such as what you're seeing here. Then my channel comes along, and I start capturing imagery of triangular objects above Earth, like the capture you're seeing here of this metallic-looking, vector-shaped UFO that I...
He said he captured it, so does he mean he fabricated it?
I actually caught in a live video feed coming from the International Space Station.
Okay, so that was proven to be false.
I think it was back in 2014, and this thing just appeared, and then they cut the feed, and the screen went blue. And then we have images like...
And it was proven to be a fake image.
This, which I featured of these...
So he must have done that himself then, in that case, if he's admitting to it. It was always suspect that someone did it and he reused someone else's.
Things above the moon, taken from the lunar...
Okay, so this is optical illusion again. Some sort of silhouette of a triangle bit on the moon, and a bright patch of rock reflecting light.
Reconnaissance orbiter satellite that was placed up there 30-40 years
And that's why it's so blurry
ago in order to encircle the moon and do nothing but snap images and map the moon. And then we see things like this where we have what appears to be a shiny or white metallic UFO or unidentified object.
How about these objects over here though? They look shiny, no casting shadows. How about that one there? It's obviously a moon crater. Shiny bits. That means the sun's coming down this direction. So this is going to be missing data block, some shadows and some color information lost probably. But that there's a crater with the edge of the thing being lit. Actually the light's coming from below to top. So the light's going up this way because it's illuminating the edge. So that must be the same. A reflectant piece of rock there.
That is so close to the moon's surface that it's casting a shadow, a very sharp shadow, directly below it, and to where the...
Unfortunately, the sun's coming up this way though, isn't it? Look at the craters. The shadows this side. So you don't get craters with the light coming down here, doing dark bits in the middle. They would be illuminated if that was the case. So just by looking at that whole image itself, you can see he's lying through his teeth.
The object itself is actually cutting off part of the shadow because it's so close to the moon. And you can see this perfect triangle with these 3 fins on the back, and then the white object above it, as you're seeing in this diagram here. So you have this bright white ship, and then you can actually sort of see these fins sticking out from the back of this white object that the sun is hitting. And we see the same exact fins on the back in the shadow
fake news
down on the lunar surface. So that was an amazing capture in, I believe it was a satellite image taken by the lunar satellite. And if you look at the logo of NASA itself, as well as the logo of almost every other single space agency in every...
It's got the V-shaped contrail and 2 engines and a rocket. Oh, what's the space shuttle? Most rocket launchers create 2 though. Well, at least they're cone shaped, right? We know it's a cone shape.
Every other country, all of them feature a variation of the vector, where you will see this V-shaped object edited into every single logo, from NASA here in the United States to India to Japan to Russia, you name it. This vector or triangle has some very spooky symbolism when it comes to space agencies and the logos of all of these different agencies across
conspiracy.
the world. And that's actually spoken about in the film that I was lucky enough to do a guest cameo in, where the history of the TR3B, or the black,
that's what it's all about. It's about plugging the movie to try and get you to buy it.
Triangles all the way up to present day is featured. And if you remember, the film was created and directed by Darcy Weir and is called Secret Space UFOs Rise of the TR3B. So if you're new to the UFO subject or want to know more about these mystery black...
Well, you'd have to be new to be watching Tyler's channel, I guess. So yeah, he's going to con you out your money.
Silent triangles, then you can actually check out that movie for free now. And I'll put the link to the free version of the movie down below. And it's also on Amazon.
It didn't sell very good, I heard. It wasn't very good. It was like half of it was a plug Secureteam.
And iTunes and every other video streaming service if you want more Ultra HD, but it is free, and I'll put it down below if you want to learn more. So without further ado, let's get to this next piece of bizarre mystery triangle UFO footage. Check it out.
Okay. This one could be a stealth plane. It's very blurry. There are planes shaped like that though. Moving around lots.
Where are you? Come on, come on.
Yeah, you drunk Tom. You care. I drank you care.
Okay, so this, very mysterious, it was email.
Okay, looks like the V shape from NASA. Yeah, well, it could be a plane, couldn't it?
To me by a viewer, and if you guys have any UFO footage or footage that you've seen.
But we know the model makers do make V-shaped craft like that and fly around like RC planes, right?
And you want me to feature, just expand the video description below on any of my videos, and it tells you how to contact me, how to email me footage, and submit it to me. You just upload it to YouTube and email me the YouTube link. And I'll
I
check
don't
it
think
out.
it's CGI,
But we have this object here that instead of just being...
could be
a perfect
CGI.
triangle like in the first mind-blowing piece.
Although it looks like it's out of focus and motion blur going up the same as the building there.
From Reddit. This one is more of that sort of vector shape we just
Definitely motion blur there,
spoke
right?
about. It's featured in
So
all
it
of
looks
the
like a
space
real
agency
video.
logos. The viewer who sent the email said, I can't tell you anything about it. You know, some people are very worried when they send me footage. Some people are totally cool, and some people are like,
Could be one of those RC triangle kites
hey, I
too.
don't
Notice it's
wanna
not
give you my
a
name,
triangle
my
shape as
location,
such, it's a
all I
chevron.
know is that I captured this.
So a chevron kite. So you got these RC kites, like they got propellers on it. You can have 1 or 2 or 3. RC kite, chevron shape, chevron, run. Suppose that's how you say it. Spell it at me. Yeah, so let's have a look at these RC kites. And of course they can be black. There you go. Any size you want, really. See, it's got that curvature going on there. So it curves around at the back here. I just wonder if it's one of these. You know, it would fit it, wouldn't it? But flying RC with remote control rather than strings and propellers. Would have expected more. Let's just get rid of chevron. Maybe it's a bad word for this. Okay, these are different shapes you can get for C, right? For propellers. Bird shapes. Crazy shapes. Triangle shapes. And they can be quite big as well, as you can see there. Almost like a hang glider. What is a hang glider one? Miniature hang glider. And there's one flying in daytime. That looks very much like that one in the video. And some more there. And that one fits it good too. Big eagle one. Pterodactyl one. There's another one. Chevron shape. Another one there. Eagles. And have that one there. Crazy. Flying sideways. hanging down something. Octopus. Yeah, you've heard of those sightings where they see the octopus in the sky. Let's say the battery ran out and that just took off, you know, flew across Australia. Oh, we saw an octopus critter in the sky. Flying fish. Anything else? Pretty much constant, mostly triangles. That's a good one. Fly that by the side and film it as it's going dark at night time. Bingo, you got a TR3B. Video to send to third phase or Tyler. So it could be RC kite. And they obviously have a camera on it so they don't crash it into a building.
Whoa, where are you? Come on, come on.
So what did disappear there?
Okay, so this, very mysterious, is emailed to me by a viewer, and if you guys have any UFO footage or footage that you've seen and you want me to feature, just expand the video description below on any of my videos, and it tells you how to contact me, how to email me footage, and submit it to me. Just upload it to YouTube and email me the YouTube link, and I'll check it out. But
I think it was still there, it's just moving his camera around. Instead of just being a perfect triangle, like in the first mind-blowing piece from Reddit, this one is more of that sort of vector shape we just spoke about that's featured in all of the space agency logos. The viewer who sent the email said, I can't tell you anything about it. You know, some people are very worried when they send me footage. Some people are totally cool, and some people are like, hey, I don't want to give you my name. Does he lose focus on
nothing.
it?
All
I think
know
he does,
is
doesn't
that
he?
I captured this UFO footage, and I don't want anybody knocking on my
then
door.
at
But
the end
please
it
check
shows
it out,
up
Tyler,
again.
and maybe you and your viewers can check it out. And so, yeah, guys, another short clip where this guy is trying to capture this thing. You can see the...
Looks like it turns and then flies away. Just look like an RC kite. Anyway, enough of Tyler for one day, 1 week. Third phase to put out something. Have we got time to go over it? I'm getting a bit tired now. Takes a while to go through these, as you can see. So we're coming up to 2 hours and 2 and a bit hours. Okay, let's keep on going. Third phase. Okay, so we've got triangle bits. What did Dr. Degree just told us? Well, let's guess. Space Brothers. Disclosure. Government are covering up. What's the usual stuff he goes on about? Dribble. So, which one do we start with? We'll start with that one. That's the last one we looked at. Come on,
Welcome back
Ponytail.
to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We got a special report for you tonight. The infamous Black Triangle has been on the major media recently. The Congress debunked the Corbell video, but does it really exist, the pyramidal-shaped craft? Oh, hell yeah, it does. Watch this. Caution the language.
Really? Yes. What the fuck is that?
They look like choppers, but I can't tell.
I'm about to get out the car. Hold on.
Okay, let's have a look. Film this side of the car, lots of reflections. Yeah, if it was outside the car, Well, she must be doing the filming still.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of reflections.
Feeling?
So let's watch this.
That's got to be the worst UFO video I've ever seen, huh? Total garbage.
Once more. And
2 lights in the sky, or was it 3?
let me tell you, I'm warning everybody, there is some strong language, as you heard, but you can't blame the people, and we're going to share the video raw.
And then over here, it looks like reflections.
Especially in these times.
Where's reflections go?
We're going to bring you the
There you go, reflections galore. So which is meant to be the UFO now?
footage and just share it as much as we can possibly, and hope.
Okay, it could be this thing that's just come out. So what's all these other friggin' lights? All these little pin lights showing up from nowhere. It's highly suspect, isn't it?
Hope you guys.
Okay, so this is what I'd expect a TR3B to look like if they were filming it with the lights underneath, right? It's going to form... let's just grab a chunk of it. It's going to form a triangle, a slim triangle with the lights in the right places, bending to match the surface, right? Let's have a look. But it's a bit suspect with all those other light sources, but they say they've got other people filming the same thing. So let's have a look. Okay, that'll do. Come on, save it. I guess it's that one. What's it? What's it bit out the side there? Alright, the rest of the frame. So we got a bit too much of a cut there. Okay, so let's just swing that bit up and then maybe check another chunk of it or whatever. Yeah. That one's terrible. So let's grab that tool's a bit buggy, I'd say. Might have to redo it. Yeah. Showing the tool things in the way. Now this play the contrast and stuff. Now, is it part of an object? Or could it be some space debris coming down? Maybe there was one that happened last year. Me and Charles were looking at it, and we thought it was a blimp flying over the heads, but it turned out to be distant Chinese debris, rocket debris. I mean, so the darkness doesn't seem to do much there. It looks like it's part of the same object, but I reckon there might be separate lights. This flip the hue. Well, it's clearly not CGI because there's so much reflections and stuff inside the car. There's no. It doesn't look like they're attached to any shape, does it? It looks like they're going at equally the same speed. Yeah, they look like individual. Okay, let's see what the rest of it is on the video.
Can enjoy it. This isn't a kids channel. This is serious stuff, and what we're looking at here
Kids
happened
channel.
over Oahu, our state where we live in, and multiple people captured this anomaly, and we're going to be watching them tonight. So buckle up for that. Brent, what's your first impressions on?
Was that the same videos that we looked at a year ago? Maybe, maybe it was space debris, and we thought it was part of the lights on a blimp from a event.
This first submission here. Yeah, I can't wait. We got 3 more after this. This is impressive. I like the way the guy says he needed to get out of the car and film this event. People might even say this is a reflection in the window due to the light on the glass, but we're going to be ruling that out, and everybody in the comments, we're not going to say it, but guess again, this is not a reflection in the shield. What we're looking at is something amazing, a group, a formation of lights that's traversing the night sky, and they seem to be kind of flickering and undulating with light. This is a great capture by these people. Absolutely, but these lights, the big question is, are they connected to one large craft? And if so, this craft, if it is indeed one, it's very large. And like you said, Brent, it's not a reflection. You can see it clearly go behind the branches of the tree. So, and we do have more eyewitnesses and their videos. So, the big question
Thank God, because that
what
one's
is going
shit.
on in our skies? Is this secret technology, Space Force, private corporation tech, or is it otherworldly? Now, let's get to the next one. It's a really quick clip, but guys, take a look.
Okay. Bit better, isn't it? Let's have a quick zoom in of it. Okay, you can see it almost looks like it's connected to a blimp. And it's got a flashing light there, which is common for having other blimps, right?
Once again, we're looking at it from a different angle, confirming that this isn't a reflection. This is a massive event over Oahu.
So, could it be a formation of planes?
And we're so happy that many people from the area were keeping their eyes peeled to this. Locked.
Well, it could be a plane. Happened to be... because we didn't see the blinking light on the other one. Could be a plane as well as debris coming down.
Their cameras on to this object. In my opinion, I think.
Okay, there's a blinking light there. So let's see what we can get out of that one. Why aren't they zooming in better, you know? Why do I have to keep doing it? Look how small they've got it. It's ridiculous. Why is it not drawing a thing around it? That tool's gone crazy. It used to be good. Now they've munted it somehow with an update. Okay. My eyes are sort of giving out on me a wee bit. Resize, resize, resize. Yeah, I need that better picture. I should have got my head pillow sorted out better. Okay, so that was a pulsing light here. Looks like it's out of focus somewhat. Okay, let's have a look. Almost does look like it's illuminating something, doesn't it? A shape. I wonder if it is a blimp. Just look like it's illuminating stuff. What's that one behind here though? But there's no solid object sort of popping out here. Is it space debris or not? Maybe it's in the next video. Maybe they've got an update on it. Are you kidding, Bull? A blimp, a tailfin. Yeah, it could fit a blimp. Keep looking. We got another video. Oh, come on. Don't want that.
I think it's actually one object. That's what I'm kind of coming to the conclusion here, because these lights remain very consistent. There is no erratic maneuver if these were Chinese lanterns or space debris coming from out of the sky. And I did hear that there was some kind of debunking going on, that this is maybe a celestial event, like a space junk was breaking apart, but I'm not seeing any of that evidence. These are very consistent, and they're traversing through the sky, and these objects and these lights, in my opinion, it's connected.
Could be a formation of planes still.
Yeah, we're looking at this. The big question, is it a craft? People were on the ground saying, that looks like a spaceship. So they had a clear eye, not using a video camera, your cell phone. They actually were seeing it with the naked eye. That makes a big difference when you're
Still
on
could be a
location,
blimp.
witness an event like this. This happened at 10 p.m. Hawaii time, but the source is that we got it from recently. This was taken some time ago, but this is the first time that we're sharing it on Third Phase, because we've never seen it, and it's coming from the home.
Okay, so it might be an old video that we've already debunked. Sky debris. And we got no date on it, have we?
State, I think it needs to be shared. Yeah, absolutely, Brent. We're going to be sharing evidence because the archive is so mass, and people have these videos within their phones in their archives, and they're not sharing it to the public.
I think the recycling. I think that we debunked this one last year. Space debris. YE was it? Not seeing the images pop up here. I don't think that's the same one. It's a year old now, though. Makes it a bit hard to find stuff when it drops off. Let's see. Maybe Scott's covered it. He would have reposted his solution. Generally they post stuff when I'm asleep, you see, so they're normally awake when it pops up. Where have they done them? I don't know. Most likely a Mylar balloon, so they're analysing the hearing videos. I would have said weather balloon myself. Space debris on the lens. Okay, so it's on one lens because I got left and right cameras. So that stupid one by Scott C. Warren in the doorway. So he hasn't put up anything about third phase yet. So we might be the first looking at that too. Okay, so Hawaii. I wonder what year it was. 2021, 2020. Let's have a look. What can we say? UFO. Oh. Is that the one? Does it look the same light pattern? Okay, let's have a look. That one. What's it say? Stop. Spent rockets. Okay. I think that's the one. Was it 2021? 2020? Must be, because that's what I typed in. It's a few years old now. And they did share it, by the way. And they've got probably $1,000 out of it, because they put several videos on it. And that's where it was going over the city. It's a bit hard to see that one. Okay, let's have a look at the videos. How do we get videos up? From here. Okay. Did sort of have that shape there, but time they're filming it, so the light sort of gone out. Let's have a look at that one. Hawaii. Okay. Compared to that, where it's lost a few of the lights. I think it's the same, isn't it? Old footage. V-shape happening down here. Some of the lights have gone out. Well, some of the debris burnt up. So what was that one pulsing? Must have been maybe spinning around. And kind of pulsing light like what you'd see on a plane. I suppose that would make it a bit mysterious. So that one's debunked. Just recycled old footage. What was it? Chinese rockets, wasn't it? It was kind of tricky, that one. It did look like a formation of planes or a blimp. Especially with that blinking light underneath. Result of a Chinese rocket booster sending a communications satellite into orbit. The launch of the spacecraft way back in 2008, but the booster became a piece of orbiting space junk. There you go. So let's keep on playing the video, but I think we've got that one sorted. Yeah, it's disgusting they're recycling that one that's already been debunked.
We've got another video of the vent. Watch this.
Okay, this one's more over the city. Must be a smartphone, you can hardly see anything. Well, that's crap, isn't it? It's too far away.
You heard right as the video cut, she says, "Are these aliens?" The question is, absolutely, it's a good one. Guys,
Aliens.
What's your thoughts? Is this something otherworldly, or is this something that we have in our assets? Or is this some kind of threat?
So I thought it's going to be something new to look at, and you try to con us again, Blake Cousins.
Guys, we've seen the TR-3 be up close right here on the Big Island. And I can tell you, it was massive.
So we're looking at a different angle here of it. So, yeah, they try to con us. So that's what it is. Space debris. Salt. They're rat bags for doing that. I'll post a link to the article there if you want to have a read of it. At least it's not CGI. Debris. And it was back in 2020.
You had to look from left to right and actually do a 180 with your whole field of view to capture the craft because it was so close to us. I think we could have percolating your UFO evidence out to the public. Now, let's roll the next one. Watch. More eyewitnesses.
So, with all the material, they keep saying they get so much in the email, and yet they're recycling old crap from 3 years ago, claiming that they haven't shown it before, which is nonsense. They have. They really profited from it once.
Look up, in the sky.
So I guess this is going to be the same. It's going to be recycled. Yeah, that looks like a sky link satellites, isn't it? Okay.
Shit.
Oh no, it could be the same thing as before, is it?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fucky money. Fucky mundo. I don't know, it looks like the same thing, doesn't it?
Bro, that looks like a big fucking plane, huh? Coming up.
No TR-3B
What's great
again.
about this is that it's not a sole individual cameraman shooting this. You could hear there's multiple people, and he
Okay, there's a phone line or power line.
did the right thing.
Now, is it the same thing, or is it Starlink
He
satellites?
screamed out loud, "Look up! Look up! Look at the UFO!"
I don't know. It looks like Starlink
over a
satellites,
decade,
this one.
almost 14 years, right here at third phase of the moon. If you see a UFO, wake up the neighborhood, so we could get these multiple camera angles and cooperation, because it is incredible what we're looking at here. I like this one. This is I think the best of the bunch, because it really shows
Still could be that space debris, though.
indeed possibly the largest craft I've ever seen on video, captured by multiple eyewitnesses. What's the meta propulsion behind it is the question.
You need meta propulsion, Blake.
Yeah, Blake, dang, this is hot stuff right here, and the locals on the ground, you could hear it. They're anticipating something, an event they're witnessing.
Yeah, garbage. Okay, let's keep on going.
Clearest image we have from our government in regards to the UAP,
Which we
UFO
just read,
phenomenon.
another
But it is
scientist reading
interesting
this on
because we're
Milo balloon,
actually analyzing it better than what they did.
based on the light reflections, I guess. But this is possible, or weather balloon.
In front of the world, as we bring it up a little closer, and again, brightness contrasted, added, we could almost see a geometric
So we're
shape
coming to
starting
the end
form
of
at
this
the
one,
tip
I
of
guess.
detail. Plane, basically, the fighter jet, if that's where it's captured, was moving at quite some speed, and if this object
It does
was
look
at
a wee bit too
standstill,
small to be a
passing in
weather
front of the
balloon, though.
lens, it would look like it's traversing fast due to the parallax. But indeed, the congressman asked that question, and the people stated that this was indeed moving slowly. So OSAP brought this kind of information.
That's boring. Again, no UFO craft. No really good ones. Yeah, okay. Where's the latest one? Let's have a quick look. Did they update it?
The top people were in the building with him. And
Is it live at the moment? Damn, looks like it is.
and he went up to them.
Still live, is it? How do we know? Oh, it's a premiere, so they've graded it. Uploaded as a premiere so they can get side chat and super donations. At the same time. There we go. It's currently live. We just debunked your other crap, Blake. So what's in this one? Talking Head Greer. What else we got? Anything useful? Else I'll be wrapping up. Most of it's intro. I'm talking to Greer. He's in Washington. Big deal. He's gonna harass the congressman. What's nonsense about it being a balloon? He won't have a clue, this guy.
So you need to understand that in the public hearings, usually it's all pretty much bureaucratic speak and administrative nonsense.
Yeah. So I don't see him say anything useful, you know. Just the usual mumbo jumbo each time. Anyway, I'm not going to look at that because of copyright, but we just skimmed it. Fair use, and yeah, we know Greer keeps talking the same stuff over and over again. It doesn't add anything to ufology whatsoever. If he can contact aliens, he could certainly have them do flybys with HD 4K footage, but he hasn't done. They're normally blurry photographs and out of focus and distorted angel being photographs, which is nonsense. As I've debunked them before, if you have a look. One was a moth and infrared light. Another one was a person that got distorted as they're stringing the camera around. And other ones were light tricks, light play, and maybe Photoshop. But anyway, garbage in, garbage out there. So I'm going to wrap up now, guys, because I'm not really comfortable here. Pillow has gone crazy on me. And yeah, we'll have some more. Unfortunately, the house is in chaos at the moment. We moved a lot of stuff out of rooms to have carpet laid, and guess what? They found big cracks under the floor left over from the earthquake. It was a few years ago now. What was it, 10 years ago? Of course, it's going to need to be assessed by ECQ. Whether they can just simply fill it in or condemn the place, because they do that. If the foundations are cracked, they can condemn the whole house, and it has to be rebuilt again. Even though the floor has got rebar in it, it shouldn't have cracked, but obviously we have sunk a little bit, because some of the surfaces, things roll off. But I don't think it's that serious, really, but it's going to take 21 days just to get a person to look at it. So that's affected moving the router from the location it was, which allows me to join the cable up to it to be able to do sky watching. So it looks like I'm going to be wasted for sky watching for at least a month now. Really pissed off about it. But I still haven't got all the parts yet, so I've still got a couple of weeks left of power connectors and things for the new phone, which I've got now working on Super User, and I can remote control it if it happens to get an error on the screen and all that sort of stuff. So it's coming together still, but yeah, so this new hassle of the house is not what I wanted. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed today's show. I think we covered most of the main topics today. And I'll just run up the end credits now and say good night. Hopefully more people watching hit the like button. I'm not sure where everybody is. It's my Sunday. It should be evening Saturday. What's on Saturday? It takes everybody away from the internet. And UFOs, of all things. Goodbye. And close that down. And hit end. Take care on the roads, people. We'll see you again next week. I'm still trying to organise guests. But they're chickens. I'm not sure what's going on with Robert. But eventually we might get him on with a guest. Who knows? It's no good if they don't come and talk to me ahead of time to organise it. Hopefully he's watching and listening. Get on Discord, Robert Farmer. Come and talk to me. And you notice one thing different about my show. No roll call, no half an hour to an hour of donations pouring in. Me is broke. And they say Goofon's the most hated UFO channel. No, unfortunately I am. Because his is only semi-truth. Mine's full truth. Truth matters. When you got full truth, you have no one watching it. If you got semi-truth and say some of them are UFOs when they're not, then you get subs, you see, and get money thrown at you. Good night.